Welcome to the Cinephiles podcast, where we talk about anything and everything from the movie screen to the TV screen, and things from the past, present, and whatever hasn't been released yet. I am one half of the voice of this podcast. I'm Josh, and I'm recording from Guam. And today I'm writing this solo, and we're going to talk about two movies today. Jurassic World Rebirth, and a sleeper hit for me that I didn't know would be something good was F1 with Brad Pitt. We'll start off with Jurassic World Rebirth. So with the Jurassic Park franchise, I grew up with loving this movie, loving this franchise. When it first came out, there was just so much beauty in this movie, in the first Jurassic Park movie. Seeing dinosaurs for the first time, just the music that came with it, especially when you saw the long neck dinosaurs for the first time. And it was just great. But it seemed like as the franchise went along, it seemed like a roller coaster ride with the franchise, with all the movies, starting from Jurassic Park. It would start up, way high, all good. Then it would go down with Jurassic Park 2, Lost World, Jurassic Park 3. Then you get an upward ride again with the Jurassic World, first Jurassic World movie with Chris Pratt. And then the next two would go a little bit downward slope, but you would think that it would go back up with Jurassic World Rebirth now that you have Scarlett Johansson. But for me, in my opinion, this one just didn't meet my expectations. And I thought it would have been a little bit better, that maybe Scarlett would have been able to carry this movie. But it was a bit of a disappointment. I couldn't even find anything that I really liked about it. Growing up, you watch these movies, you want to see the dinosaurs. Yeah, towards Jurassic World, you start to see some scientific mutations towards it. Dinosaurs that with no names or random names that they came up with from the lab that they would do all these experiments on. And when I look at the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchise, it seems just about the same story. Especially after Jurassic Park, in Jurassic World, you find there's something else, another island, a scientific exploration they need to go to, something they need to obtain from another island where they did these science experiments on these dinosaurs to maybe mutate them, make them into some new genetically altered dinosaur. But now it seems like they don't even seem close to dinosaurs anymore, especially with Jurassic World Rebirth. Seems like we have just these genetically altered monsters, and they just look like kaijus. And with these movies, yeah, you go to, like I said, it's the same routine. You go to these islands, we need to get something that the scientists left, the scientists worked on. Guy with a lot of money hires these mercenaries. A family gets involved out of nowhere. You got to protect them while completing the mission. And on this, you have mercenaries, but you wouldn't even think they're mercenaries with the way they were in the movie. They barely survived from the get-go. One of the toughest characters you see, they're one of the mercenaries. He's gone in an instant. He pulls out the big guns, and then he's gone. And there's so many of these scenes where you're just wondering, why are you doing this? You're on an island looking to obtain some blood samples, that this rich company is trying to obtain. And you're trying to tiptoe your way through these dinosaurs, these mutants, these genetically altered beasts. Yet you're making so much noise. You're making yourself well known out there. And in one scene, they have to get a sample from an egg from a flying dinosaur, an airborne dinosaur. And they're just out there banging out, making noise while repelling. And it just makes you think, why are you doing that? You're supposed to be hiding. You're supposed to be tiptoeing through everything, being unseen so these dinosaurs won't see you. won't attack you, but you're just attracting attention. And you would think that these mercenaries would use a lot of firepower, but they don't. I don't recall Scarlett or any of the other mercenaries firing so much with their guns towards these animals or these beasts. And then you have this family to protect. It's the usual thing. You protect them. They try to survive through the whole island, the whole ordeal. And they have issues with the mercenaries and how they do things. But some of the mercenaries want to protect them. The rich guy wants to do what he can, even if it means sacrificing the family. So, of course, like all the other Jurassic World movies, the rich company, the guy in charge gets what he deserves, gets taken out, and gets eaten. And then the beasts, the dinosaurs in this movie, we get the T-Rex, the pretty much the dinosaur that everyone wants to see, the dinosaur that creates the most havoc, yet you only see him for a small amount of time, a few minutes, and then he waves goodbye pretty much. You wave goodbye to him with the family riding away on a raft. Then you have this, I think it's called the D-Rex. It's a mutated, alterly genetic dinosaur. Another one, big, pretty much replicating the T-Rex, but it looks more like the Queen Alien from the Alien franchise. So this is what this movie is about. You hear the classic music, you hear the classic theme when they're on the island and they see these dinosaurs for the first time, but you don't feel that magic that you did, or that I did, watching the first Jurassic Park movie, where you just feel like, wow, these are the dinosaurs. This is something new. This feels just right. This feels good. So you don't see that in this movie. It was just a downer. But I'm surprised with the box office, though. I think speaking at this point right now, it's at about 500 million, on its way to 700 million, already making its budget and more. So I would assume that this franchise is going to continue, and if it does, hopefully a better story, maybe more action to it, and something different, something unique. What Jurassic World brought was a restart, in my opinion, to how Jurassic Park was. It brought everything that we loved from Jurassic Park. The love of the park, the dinosaurs, how would this work, the families that would come and see the dinosaurs, and then chaos ensues. It was similar to Jurassic Park 1, but it brought this unique sense to it, its own unique sense to it. And then it brought that relationship with the dinosaurs, how Chris Pratt had a relationship with the raptors. They tried to do that here in Jurassic World Rebirth with one of the characters, a little girl, and she tries to befriend this little dinosaur, this she finds almost like a little cub, but it doesn't build up to anything. You don't really feel much of the relationship. You don't feel much for the passion for it, and there's just not much there. So you don't feel that closeness for the girl, the little dinosaur, or any sort of relationship. And this movie just wasn't it for me. I actually watched this right a few days after watching Superman. So I was a bit late to this movie, and I watched it 2-3 days after Superman. Watching Superman, it gave me that high, euphoric feeling. But then I watched it on a Friday, and then coming to a Sunday, ending my weekend, I watched this, and it just gave me a bad taste in my mouth. It's almost like how when you're having a meal and you save that one piece left at the end, that one savory piece at the end, because you know it's going to be the best piece and you want that to be the last taste in your mouth. But Jurassic World was not that piece. It just left a bad taste in my mouth. I just felt like, okay, this is how I ended my weekend. I should have just kept it with Superman. I read some of the reviews for Jurassic World Rebirth, but of course, I wanted to see it for myself. I mean, maybe I might see something that I like that others didn't like, but yeah, it just followed what everyone else was saying, that this movie just wasn't that great. But I guess there's such a big following for it that people still went out to watch it to help get it to that box office numbers that it needed to make its profits and maybe make another movie. So we'll see down the line. Uh, Now, moving on from Jurassic World, a few days after the following week, I decided to go see a Brad Pitt movie, and I don't usually watch Brad Pitt movies. If I do, usually it's already out on digital, DVD, Blu-ray. I'll wait for that. But I decided to watch Formula One. I'm a casual Formula One fan. Know a little bit about Formula One. Occasionally watch it. Pretty fascinated by the way everything is with the sport. It was much bigger than I thought it was. And watching this movie really got me way more than Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Rebirth. It saved my week. I thought that, okay, there won't be anything else until I have to reach to Fantastic Four. But Formula One, F1, Brad Pitt, I would highly recommend it. If I were to compare it with anything, it would be like watching the Rocky movies and Creed, but both of them are fighting at the same time for the same team. You have the mentor, and then you have the younger guy. So you have Brad Pitt's character, who is a veteran, former Formula One racer. His name is let me look. Sonny. His name's Sonny Hayes, and you have Joshua Pierce, played by Damson Idris. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but they play a good. They're like the mentor-student relationship, but you have a rivalry between them and their teammates, and that's what was great about this movie. It had your emotions going all over the place, but in a good way. There are times where you hated one guy or you hated the other guy, but then later you'd feel the compassion they'd have for each other, or the camaraderie they eventually had for each other. And then you see the dark side of the sport, the politics within the sport, and you see how they want each other to succeed while at the same time wanting to succeed themselves in this movie. So it's also an underdog movie. And one of the reasons why I was hesitant about watching this was because I thought it was just going to be like any other movie where you have an athlete out of his prime coming back in, not trying to get back in, but forced back in or pressured to come back in and to just do what he needs to do to succeed. But yet he finds himself in this mentor position and helping this team succeed. It really is like a Rocky Creed movie where they both are in the fight scene at the same time. The way they shot the races, the way they shot everything was just amazing. The scenes look great. From what I know, what I saw in behind the scenes clips, they would put cameras within the car, the Formula One cars. And Brad Pitt, from what I read, actually drove these Formula One cars, and they would have him do it after actual races, before the podiums. From what I recall, they would do it before the podiums, have Brad Pitt and Damson ride through the tracks, do what they need to do, film it. And from what I know, Brad Pitt even loved being in the car seat. So that's what made this movie great. The way everything was shot, The story itself, yeah, it's just some would say it's just the typical. Like I said, some would call it a typical uh, sports movie with a athlete past his prime, trying to get back into it or trying to find the glory days. But it's a little bit more than that. You really get to see so much more of the sport. If you're a fan of the Netflix docuseries Drive to Survive, you'll love this. You'll see a lot of the drivers from Max Verstappen, the Red Bull drivers. You'll see all the drivers there on the scenes. They don't have big roles. They're just there in the background, but it's just nice seeing them, actual drivers, real teams, and just seeing them all there. And the way the movie was shot was just great. The CGI, the effects, well, they did a lot of actual stunts, so it was great. This would actually be a movie that I would see again. And I actually took my son to it and he loved it. He was totally focused on this. I would actually would have rather watched this over Jurassic World. And I'm thankful that when I did watch Jurassic World Rebirth, I just used a gift certificate. So I didn't have to pay anything to watch that movie. So that's one thing I'm happy about with watching Jurassic World was I didn't have to pay for it. And if I knew then what I know now, I don't think I would have paid to watch that movie. But F1, worth it, worth every penny, worth 2 hours of my life just watching this movie. One of Brad Pitt's best performances. You can see he really feels the role as a driver. The way he moves, it's just like he is an F1 Formula One driver. And from recording this right now, I think the movie actually made a pretty good amount. That it's actually past its budget, and hopefully it does make a profit. This is something I'd like to see. I'd like to see more of. If there was a sequel, I'd like to see it. But it's also one of those movies where it stands alone on its own. You don't need a sequel. It's good just as is. So you can watch this over and over again and still enjoy it. You get motocross action or you get sports action. You get emotion in it. Being older, if you're a younger viewer, you'll like it. If you're an older viewer, you'll love it. Anyone will love this. You don't even have to be an F1 fan to enjoy this movie. So I would highly recommend this to anyone willing to pay for it. It's just great. So yeah, that's my take for Jurassic World Rebirth and Formula One F1 with Brad Pitt. I would highly recommend the F1. The Jurassic World, maybe just wait until you find it on streaming, or wait until you just run into it on the TV screen on HBO or something, or just look for it. You don't even have to watch it. If you miss it, you're not missing out on anything. But F1, check it out. I couldn't say, there's nothing negative I can really say about it. Everything was just great. There's a twist there at the end. I didn't predict it. Someone close to the team. There's betrayal in it. Team betrayal that you wouldn't expect who would have done it. So it has a little bit of everything. Just watch it, enjoy it. Maybe you'll even be an F1 fan. If you're not an F1 fan already, you'll be one after watching this movie. So that's my take on Jurassic World Rebirth and my take on F1. So we're going to do more of these episodes. This is episode 2. I'm writing it solo right now, but Alfie will be back. We're going to do this again. We're going to do more and more movies, more TV reviews, our amateur opinions. So bear with us. We're new to this. If there's anything you guys want us to talk about, anything you guys want us to review, if you want to just hear us banter about anything, talk about random movies. We're gonna watch everything from we got the Jaws 50th anniversary this year. We have the Ninja Turtles 1990 35th anniversary coming out. We're gonna do everything. We're gonna try and do our best to make this podcast work. Talk just two regular guys chatting it up. So stick with us. Like, subscribe, give us a little heart, give us some comments, some reviews, some positive feedback, negative feedback. Do what you need to do just to give us a little bit of attention, a little bit of support. Okay? All right. This one's a little short. It's just me here. So thank you guys for listening, and bye.